back on track. For over 25 years, we have secured important verdicts and settlements for our clients, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car or truck wreck or hit by a commercial vehicle, call the Fours right now. Call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Woo-hoo! Wemby scores 38 and adds 10 rebounds as the Spurs beat the Suns yet again, 132-121. They return to action on Sunday when they take on the Raptors back here at the AT&T Center. College football this weekend, 7th-ranked Texas takes on Kansas State at 11 tomorrow. Texas A&M also playing at 11 against 10th-ranked Ole Miss, a game you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star starting at 10.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportsstar.com. If you are watching on our YouTube channel at SA Sports Star, you can comment along like Mike Baez of Bear County Apparel did. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Appreciate you for tuning in. Bear County Apparel got some great gear from them. I got my D'Amico Effect shirt from Bear County Apparel and some pretty cool Birds Up gear. Oh, and my awesome Arthur meme with the fists, Team Tank versus Team Play-In. We all saw how that played out, and it played out as
the number one pick in the 20 goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
With the first pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama from Nanterre, France.
That is right. Wemby played out last night. And Spurs fans, be hype. Be hype. He's shown flashes of it. We finally saw it in its entirety last night. He got going early. There was no foul trouble. 38 points. He looked unguardable at times. He dipped into his entire bag. Things you didn't see. Dunks, alley-oops, 3 of 6 from 3, the 10 rebounds. Effective on defense, just his length, just creating problems on the court. There was all of it. Everything we were led to believe that Victor Wembanyama was, as a freak, as an alien, as something we had never seen on a basketball court, on display. And you understand why half of the league was trying to get the number one pick last year. And the Spurs have it. And you couldn't be more happy that the Spurs have it, because everything got close down the stretch. They get out to that big lead. They Suns start chipping away. And I know I'm sitting there in bed going, ooh, got to 2. I was like, oh. They tied it up. I was like, all right, here we go. Well, they lost Vassell. Game over, right? It was a good run. It was fun to watch while it happened. No. Wemby said no. They go on a 12-0 run in which he scores 10 of those points, and they pull away from the Suns, and they beat the Suns twice, back-to-back, in just as in a 3-game period, both of them in Phoenix. And not only that, Durant was there for both of them. And even Devin Booker came back last night, and he had over 30. And then Durant had 28 last night, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter because Wemby balled out. He was the focal point. He was involved early and late. And we've seen the late thing. We saw the late thing against the Mavericks. We saw the late thing against the Rockets. We saw it against Phoenix both times. And he was actually asked after the game, does he feel a responsibility to take over late in games?
I mean, somebody's got to do it, As I told you before, tomorrow is going to be one of my teammates. Yesterday, it was 2 days ago, it was Keldon, This is how we work as a group, as a team.
And that's why you're lucky you landed him. Because not only was it the fact that he is a generational talent that is unlike anything we've ever seen, he is so humble to the fact where we had to beg him to take over early. Oh, man, I am telling you. Fred Records on our YouTube channel says, man, Pledge Wemby the real deal. And wow, play that Wemby song again. Oh, man. Echo says, yeah, he good. The Wookiee chimes in. Which do you think Wemby hits this season? 20 boards, 10 blocks, or 10 assists, or 50 points? Happy Friday from the Wook. Man. Which does he hit first this season? 20 boards, 10 blocks, 10 assists, or 50 points? If I was to rank them, my top two would be 50 points or 10 assists. I'm going to go with 10 assists. Although I think 50 points is really close. I think it's close. But he defers too much at times. And I think if he gets going on a 50-point bender, he's going to be at some point looking to get his teammates involved because he's going to feel like he's taking over. But if I was to lay money on it right now, that's where I'd lay it. But man, he is so impressive to watch. And Pop was talking about that impressive performance from Wemby last night.
He's a multifaceted player. He's got confidence in himself, and he made some plays that were unbelievable. So that combination is pretty good if you have that skill and you're still willing to pass. And I think we had 37 assists. So and we did not turn it over here on the road. I think we turned it over 8 times. So for a young team on the road to do that is good. We'll see if we can make it a habit.
Eric on our YouTube live says, watching that last night, I almost felt bad for the Suns. You're not wrong, man. You almost feel bad for the rest of the league because I'm just wondering once it all clicks for them. And a bunch of it did last night. But there are going to be times where things are taken away or things aren't happening. But when it all clicks for them, in that moment, what do you do as the rest of the league? How do you defend it? How do you stop it? It's a good problem to have for you Spurs fans. Celebrate. That was the first of what I believe will be multiple Wemby-esque games to where you're going to just look back and go, wow. And there are a ton of those moments. You had them with David, whether it was the 71 or the quad dub, whatever it may be. You had them with Tim a lot. You had those moments with Manu where it was just like, wow, did you see that? There's going to be a whole bunch of them with Wemby, it feels like, and this is just the first of many. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com, on our YouTube channel, at SA Sports Star. Like, subscribe, right along with me. Be a part of the show if you want. Call in 656-ESPN, 210-656-3776. Plus, I was going to do it later. Let's do it right now. For all the people that got into the show early, I've got some tickets to give away to go see Machine Head. It's a pair of tickets to check them out February the 18th at the Aztec Theater as they are on their Slaughter the Martyr North American Tour for 2024. If you're caller 5 right now at 656 ESPN 210-656-3776, you are going to see Machine Head in concert at the Aztec Theater February the 18th. And if you don't win your tickets, you can always get them at livenation.com. But coming up on the other side, Dallas Cowboys have a massive game as they get set to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. What does Jerry think about it? What does Dak think about it? What does Mike McCarthy think about it? We're going to break it all down next right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning.
Monday on R&R in the morning, Todd Archer of ESPN joins us to discuss Cowboys versus Philly. Little NFL gumbo is ruined. And how did those Spurs fare against the Canadians?
The Wemby rampage continues. Did he take down Toronto? Coach Traylor joins us just after 9 talking North Texas. It's going to be fun. Get here at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SA Card House, located at 281 in Bitters, is the premier card house in San Antonio, and it's about that time for the 154K Thanksgiving giveaway. That's right, October 16th all the way through November 29th. They're giving away 154K, 17 hot seats drawn per day every single hour from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Now check this out for your members. For the members who have more than 80 hours of playing time during the promotion period, they're going to receive a multiplier. That's right, the multiplier bonus, 80 to 99 hours, 2 times the prize amount, 100 to 224 hours, 3 times, and anything over 225 hours, you're going to get 4 times the prize amount. So what does that mean? You know our slogan at SA Card House. You have to play to get the pay. Check it all out at www.sacardhouse.com. That's 13400 San Pedro Avenue, San Antonio, Texas. Call them up, 474-0023. That's SA Card House at Bitters and 281.
Jason Minix here for Underdog Fantasy, UnderdogFantasy.com. With the NBA season here, you want to have a little fun while watching the games, make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app and play the great Pick'em game, which is a lot of fun to play where you pick between 2 and 5 players and higher or lower on one of their projected stats. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real money, and it is legal in Texas. And like I said, a ton of fun to play. Sign up today. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $500 for a limited time. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick in their Pick'em lobby. That's when you sign up using my promo code STAR. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com and use my promo code STAR when you sign up.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health San Antonio different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple: to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your T-check and exam today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit us at revivemenshealth.com.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. This is your dentist. Do me a favor and feel the front of your teeth. How grimy are they? Ugh. It's time for a Crest Pro Health reality checkup. That grime is the buildup of plaque bacteria that can cause cavities in just months. You need to switch to Crest Pro Health. While most toothpaste stop working in minutes, Crest Pro Health's antibacterial fluoride protects for up to 12 hours to stop cavities before they start. So pick some up on the way home. Smile. Crest has you covered.
Stick to the plan. Trust no one.
From the director of Seven, Fight Club, and Gone Girl.
Anticipate Don't improvise. Michael Fassbender. Forbid empathy. Empathy is weakness. Weakness is vulnerability. This is what it takes if you want to succeed.
The Killer. Rated R. Under 17. Not admitted without parent. In select theaters October. Streaming on Netflix November 10th.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star welcomes Victor Wembanyama.
I'm trying to be the best.
Victor Wembanyama.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Thank you all for riding along with me as we get you ready for high school football tonight. Brandeis taking on Reagan, 7 o'clock with the pregame. Rudy J, Jason Minix, and John Robbins get you going, 7:30 with the kickoff. But I will take you all the way to the start of that. We're going to talk some Dallas Cowboys coming up here in a little bit. And plus, don't go anywhere because I've got some Creed tickets to give away a little bit later in the show as they get ready for their Summer of 99 reunion tour. That's right, Scott Stapp and them back on tour, trying to take you higher. But you call, you get in, 210-656-3776, 656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. A lot of people wanting to talk about what they witnessed last night or what their eyes are still trying to decipher what they witnessed last night because they'd never seen it before. And Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs team and what the possible ceiling of it could be. You call, you come on, join Extra Innings with Pleasure live right here, right now. Howard dialed in. Howard, how are you doing this evening?
Hey, Pledge. Appreciate the taking the call. I just want to say it was sort of obvious when Devin Vassell, when the team is not the same without him. He is phenomenal, and I mean we all agree on that. So I think the starting five, and I think Sohan is. I don't really have any criticism for him. I think he understands his role, and I think he does quite well. And I think they all understand their roles. And I would put that starting five up against just about anybody. But we can't lose one. That's the thing. And you got fair. the two guys off the bench are excellent. And that's the point guard, Trey Jones, and then you've got Chetty.
Chetty Osman.
He's phenomenal. So we got 7 guys. I think the backup big man is weak. Malachi Branham and Dougie McBuckets are just too weak on defense. And so you've got this really core of 7 players. And unfortunately, I feel like when one goes down, because if Vassell had not been in the whole game, I mean, that would have worn them out. So I don't know what to say other than that because I think Sohan, if he slows himself down sometimes and starts to read a little bit better, I think he's fine where he's at there. But they're missing a couple more pieces, but I feel like they have a good top 7.
And look,
so I'll leave you with that.
I appreciate the phone call. Thank you, Howard. I agree. Like they go about 7-8 deep. I kind of like Bassey. He doesn't bring a lot offensively, but he knows his role and what his role is supposed to be is a glass man and a defender. There's holes. Malachi Branham is basically a microwave, but while he is a microwave on defense, there's not a lot there. Steve Sosa on our YouTube live says Sohan bringing the ball up is not the answer. You may be right. It's not the prettiest thing in the world right now. It worked the other night, but it's something that we're 5 games into. So I'm willing to give it till like the end of November I'm willing to give it some time to at least bake, cook, and let him kind of develop into it, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to develop him into this. This isn't about, hey, you're our point guard because we think you're our point guard. No, they're developing him into being their point guard. So I'm okay with that. And there's a reason you see Trey Jones closing things out, is because they trust him in those late game situations to control the floor and the tempo and stuff like that. 656 ESPN 210-656-3776. Gilbert, what's going on? You're on Extra Innings with Pleasure, my man.
How you doing, Pledge?
I'm always good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Hey, quick question, Lee. If the Spurs could trade for anybody to help Wemby out to get to the championship,
to get to
who
where?
would you trade for? To get to, like, you know how Jason said that they're a second round and out team. If you could get them to the championship, who would they, or to win the championship, who would you trade for?
Oh man. Getting them to a championship. Appreciate the phone call, Gilbert. Getting them to a title, that would require you bringing in a piece that could help them get in there, which means there has to be a team who's willing to part with the piece that can possibly help you get to a title. Wow, that is a fantastic question. As I look across the league, the only superstar that could potentially be on the move in the near future that I think would be helpful at getting them to a title, probably Joel Embiid. You got the picks, you got the things that would make it necessary, and he plays a style of ball that would be helpful to that in terms of multiplicity, playing outside in, inside out. That would probably, if I'm trying to get this team to a title instantaneously, that would be something that I would be looking at as possibly going and swinging and seeing if I can take all of these great picks from Atlanta and different things that I have, and possibly seeing if there's any package that I could put together that might entice the 76ers if Joel Embiid does indeed force his way out of Philadelphia. And that's kind of where we stand right now with that. But as we look at the team as is, I do think it needs another ball handler of some sorts. I'm not saying it needs a superstar, but I think there is the only true point guard on this team is Trey Jones. And Trey Jones has been fantastic. And Pop is, at every corner saying everything good he can about one Trey Jones.
Yeah, as we said with the other game, if he's not out there, we're not experienced enough to hold things together and what I call play solidly. And he allows us to play solidly. And then on top of that, he'll make those winning kind of plays, whatever it might be, loose ball, steal.
And he's doing everything he needs to right now. He is the perfect complement to what's going on in San Antonio. And look, this season is about finding out about this young team, which is why they did absolutely nothing basically with their cap space outside of re-signing their own with Devin Vassell and giving Zach Collins an extension. They want to see what they have with Sohan and Wemby and Collins and Keldon and Vassell and probably to a lesser extent Malachi, Trey, and Blake Wesley, and find things out about this young team that they have put together, and Charles Bassey. And I think they're going to roll it out for as long as they can. And maybe by the trade deadline, they'll have an idea of what works, what doesn't with this team, with this core, and what this nucleus will need moving forward. And maybe by then they'll be willing to make a deal. I could see them dealing out a Doug McDermott at the deadline. I don't know what they'd be bringing in, but I could see McBuckets on his way out somewhere around the deadline. What say you, 656 ESPN 210-656-3776. EJ called in. EJ, welcome on to Extra Innings. With pleasure, my man.
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me, man. You're one of the hardest workers out there in sports radio, man. You're doing it all at once. So a big ups to you, man. Real talk.
I appreciate it.
But but the call that came in earlier about what do we need, I'm going to be honest with you. We have the pieces. They just haven't been polished up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you just have to take the time to let this thing ride out. I've been skeptical of Pop's approach in the beginning, but I see they're now getting the ball to Wemby. But that getting the ball to Wemby is giving them a whole new vote of confidence. You can see they shoot a little bit better. Their body language is a little bit better. Last year, they didn't have that go-to, I want the ball, and can produce at a high level. And so now, Wemby just takes a lot of stress off of them, and so they're playing a little looser. And so,
and I'll say this, EJ, take last year and throw it out the window. We can't garner anything from last year outside of maybe what we saw early in the season and a couple of spurts throughout games. We can't take anything that we saw last year at face value because last year was orchestrated. Last year was on purpose. Last year, they held people out. People were hurt or quote unquote hurt or whatever it may be, to ensure that they were in that bottom three to get to where they got, which gave them what they got. So I don't look at last year, but I do look at this season. And I believe I said this earlier this week, and the fact that our society we're very much a microwave society, and somebody tried to say air fryer. And I'm like, no, because air fryer, at least it takes a little longer in a microwave. So, but we want instantaneous satisfaction and results from things. And this is a team, especially with as young as it is, that has to learn how to play together, because a lot of last year they didn't even really get to play together, and B, they have to learn how to win games late. That's something they couldn't do last year, was close out games as well. So this is a process that they're going to have to go through in terms of learning to play together, learning to close out games, and just figuring out what works, because they're going to be trying out different things, like Jeremy Sohan at point guard to start, and like Trey Jones coming in late to control the tempo. This is a team that really needs time, and we have to give it that time. This is Wemby adjusting to a whole new league and a whole new set of rules and different circumstances that are all together. When you add them up, be like, yeah, it's going to take some time, and we're going to see moments like last night that look awesome, but this is still a process, and it's not a process that it looks like Greg Popovich or the Spurs are in any hurry to try and speed up right now.
Right. I agree. No, you're absolutely right. This is, last year, like I said, it was just, you just seen spurts of players, and that's just the Spurs way. They've been great at developing players. We think they make bad trades, and then all of a sudden they come out, we're sitting here like, wow, we didn't know it was going to come out tasting like that. But so, it's just the organization has been great, and that's why we're in the position we're in. And so, definitely, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Thanks for having me on, James.
Appreciate you, EJ. Thank you so much. Steven Serrano says it took LeBron 47 games to score 38 points or more his rookie season. Wemby, just 5. And yes, that's right. But greatness is about the consistency. It's about doing it game in, game out. I am not saying that we can't expect greatness. I'm just saying give this time, because we are very much, and we have been, in Pop we trust, Spurs way. I've heard it even through the tank and the rebuild. And while DeMar was here, trust the process, all of these things. Now is when you have to do that. We can't push them across the finish line. They have a plan in place that they are currently working through. And it's probably still really early in that plan. The plan was to break it down and tank. And step 2 was to get Wemby, which they did. We might be in like step 3 of this plan to where they want to play this out, see what they have, see how this young group plays together, and then decide what they want to do from there. So while they probably are going to exceed expectations of 29.5, which Vegas had them at to start the year, let's not pencil into the title game, or at least, even if we do, give them room for and slack to fall short of high expectations. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. We're talking Cowboys next as they get ready for the Eagles in a game to where, at the end of the day, the Cowboys could be the number 1 team in the NFC with home field throughout and control their own destiny at the end of it. How important is that? We'll break it down next right here on San Antonio Sports Star 941 FM and SASportsStar.com. Plus, don't forget, we've got Creed tickets to give away coming up, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere if you want to go see Creed and their Summer of 99 tour at the Frost Bank Center, September the 13th, 2024. Of course, you can win them right here or you can get them at livenation.com. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I'm James Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 2:30. The Cowboys travel to Philly for an NFC East battle with the Eagles.
Out of the gun, back to Dak. He's taking another shot in the end zone. Left side of the end zone. Touchdown.
Presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, AA Best Bail Bonds, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional grade supplies for every industry, even hard to find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This year, Staples wants everyone to have a happy Holla deal. That's right, Holla Deal. Staples Holla Deals are amazing savings on hot holiday tech. Systems, earbuds, and more. And now at Staples, you can save up to $300 on select PCs. During Staples Holiday Deals, it's not about the fa-la-la. It's about saving moo-la-la. Save up to $300 on select PCs today at Staples. Ends 11/11 in-store only. See associate for details.
Lowe's knows pros want savings now. That's why, as an MVP's Pro Rewards member, you get volume savings on orders of $1,500 or more at the Pro Desk. And there's more. We've lowered our prices on select top products like electrical wire and drywall, so you can get the job necessities for less. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. In-store only. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, any member FDIC.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Discover, this is Daniela.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Do you like asparagus and mushroom sorbet? I've got leftovers.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Iron Maiden return. The Future Past Tour 2024. Frost Bank Center, November 17th, 2024. Featuring songs from their latest chart-topping album, Senjutsu, and the classic, Somewhere in Time. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss the thrilling spectacle of Iron Maiden live.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play the Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star.
Hollywood Go. Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. We've got our high school football game of the week coming up at the top of the hour as Jason Minix and Rudy J get you ready for Brandeis and Reagan as we close out the regular season. But the Dallas Cowboys have a huge game this weekend. A game that if they win, they can not only be in first in the NFC East, but in all of the NFC when all is said and done. And Jerry Jones earlier today on 105.3 The Fan talked about the importance of this game.
Well, it is obvious. It has everything to do with our standings. I've heard someone say, well, this will be a good measuring stick. This isn't about measuring sticks right here. There's a time when you have to quit measuring and just try to go get the win. Because the win itself means so much. The win, not the measuring stick, not the makeup so much of how we did it. That happens earlier. And that does happen. But, man, this is what you're supposed to be doing it all for. This is like playoffs.
Yes, and it's about the win. And that's how you measure yourself is against the better teams. And let's face it, over the past few years, the Cowboys have been the beneficiary of a schedule where they've beat up on bad teams to 12-5 records, and the 5 losses usually – one of those is a bad loss, but most of them are to your measuring stick games. They're a measuring stick because you are measuring yourself against the rest of the NFL. And at this point, this season, your wins are against teams that were under 500 when you played them, for the most part. You've got a win against the Jets. You got the Giants. I mean, most of the wins on your schedule aren't against teams in the one big game that you had this year, you completely wet the bed. And the San Francisco 49ers housed you. Look, I know Dak Prescott has owned the Philadelphia Eagles, and that is fantastic. It is great for the confidence of the team going into this game. You need to carry that over. You need to finish this. The one thing I don't know, Dak and Jalen never get to play against one another. That's my one question about this game is, can the Cowboys beat a fully functioning Eagles team? And I'm not going to give Jalen Hurts the excuse. If you're playing, the knee's okay, obviously. So I'm not going to blame it on, if the Cowboys win, Jalen was hurt, and we'll see what it's like when they meet in round 2. Yeah, we will see what they meet in round 2, but that's an important game. It's a game that you need to have. And Jalen Hurts has been subject to turnovers this year, much the way Dak Prescott was last year. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. Last year was an aberration for Dak Prescott. This connotation that he turns the ball over all the time is a false narrative. It was last year and last year alone. That was the aberration. If you look throughout the entirety of his career and look at them year by year on paper, there is one statistic that stands out from any other year, and was the interceptions last season. So that is obviously had a bigger deal made of it than need be. Jalen Hurts, though, this year, those interceptions, they have not come back to haunt him as of yet. But against a turnover opportunistic defense like the Dallas Cowboys, he better be ready, and he better protect the football. The one thing that the Eagles do extremely well still, that we have not seen a team since basically Arizona. Hell, even San Francisco didn't have a ton of success running the football against them. Arizona ran the football well, and they ran right at Micah. Jonathan Gannon was the guy who kind of started that, and he took it to Arizona with him. So Philadelphia knows the playbook and how to kind of isolate Micah and try and expose Philadelphia, be able to run the football against the Dallas Cowboys, which kind of sets up everything else they do. And the NFC's Player of the Month, A.J. Brown, how do you stop him? How do you contain him? And the question for the Eagles on the other side is going to be, you've got to stop CeeDee Lamb. I'm not as worried about the run game. Because if we're honest, it feels like Mike McCarthy lied to us all off season. But they're having success right now. And I'm a proponent of play to your strengths. And right now, the strengths of the Dallas Cowboy, it's not running the football. And last week against the Rams, they showed that the passing game was working, so stick with it. And I'm okay with that. Don't bang your head against a wall to prove a point. If it's not working, it's going to be more detrimental than beneficial to you. Mike McCarthy, find what works, exploit what works, and take that to the house, because you can turn the passing game into an extension of the run game in certain situations. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. If you want to go see Creed for their Summer of 99 tours, they come to town with Three Doors Down and Finger 11, September 13th of 2024 at the Frostbank Center. Guess what? I got your tickets. All you got to do is be caller 7 right now at 656 ESPN. That is 210-656-3776. If you want to go check out Creed, Scott Stapp and the boys, they're putting the band back together. They're going on tour, and they are capitalizing on their success, and you can be a part of it. Call in now. If you don't win your tickets, you can always get them at livenation.com. We'll put a bow on the show and get you ready for Brandeis and Reagan coming up next right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Jason Minix here for Underdog Fantasy, UnderdogFantasy.com. With the NBA season here, you want to have a little fun while watching the games, make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app and play the great Pick'em game, which is a lot of fun to play where you pick between 2 and 5 players and select whether they're going to go higher or lower on one of their projected stats. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real money, and it is legal in Texas. And like I said, a ton of fun to play. Sign up today. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $500 for a limited time. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick in their Pick'em lobby. That's when you sign up using my promo code STAR. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com and use my promo code STAR when you sign up.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Hi, folks. Rob Thompson here. I want to take a minute to talk with you about advertising here on San Antonio Sports Star. I get this question all the time. How do I get started? Well, it's awfully easy. Contact our sales director. Her name is Morgan Harrison. Her email address is morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she'll send out one of our great folks, and they'll connect with you on what we can do for you here at San Antonio Sports Star. Here at Alpha Media, we are a full-service advertising company. Radio is just the tip of the iceberg of what can be done. Also, TV. Everybody streams it. We can work with you. Happy connecting.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Thanks for riding along with me today. We've got a ton going on this weekend. Of course, we just talked about the Cowboys and Eagles. I'll be hosting a Cowboys-Eagles watch party out at Twin Peaks at 410 and 151 this Sunday from 1 to 3 as we help to get you pregame for that concert or that football game. We're going to be out at the Twin Peaks at 410, 151 in the Westover Hills. I'm going to have tickets to go see Pierce the Veil. And, of course, Twin Peaks, as always, during their Cowboys game, does Cowboys star jersey giveaways to where they'll be giving away whether it is Micah Parsons or Trayvon Diggs or Dak Prescott or CeeDee Lamb or Tony Pollard. They'll have one of the stars' jerseys on location in which they will do a raffle. You ask your server about it. At halftime, they raffle that jersey away. So it's always good time. So join me this Sunday from 1 to 3 out at the Twin Peaks at 410 and 151. I'm going to be watching the Texans there as hopefully the Texans can bounce back this coming Sunday when they take on Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are playing way above their heads and what people perceived they were going to be this year. The Texans have to figure something out, though, because they are running the ball abstinently, at least with the Cowboys. The run game hasn't worked the way we thought it was going to work. So they leaned on what was working last week, which was Dak Prescott and that passing game. And it worked to perfection, and they leaned on it. And they leaned into it instead of trying to overcorrect and say, no, we need to run the ball. This is who we are. This is what we do, even though we don't do it well. No, they went with what was working. And I think the Texans need to do the same thing. I think the Texans need to stop taking the ball out of CJ Stroud's hands. He's got a healthier offensive line. It has suffered yet another loss as Jarrett Patterson unfortunately suffered an ankle fracture or a lower leg injury, as they're calling it. Aaron Wilson of KPRC is reporting that is it a lower leg fracture, an ankle fracture. Season may be over. But CJ Stroud's your best player. If the run game isn't there, and I'm seeing Dameon Pierce getting hit basically as he gets the handoff and having to spin off tackles in the backfield to try and get positive yardage, then that's not working. What is working is CJ Stroud, and give him a chance to make explosive plays. Play action if you have to, if you want to give the threat of the run game, but just figure out a way to stop taking the ball out of the hands of your best player and then putting them in bad situations at 3rd and long. Coming up next, we have your San Antonio Sports Star High School football game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank, as we'll take you out to the stadium at Ferris for Brandeis and Reagan. That's coming up next right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Monday on R&R in the morning, Todd Archer of ESPN joins us to discuss Cowboys versus Philly. Little NFL gumbo is ruined. And how did those Spurs fare against the Canadians?
The Wemby rampage continues, and he